Today we're going to be learning about graphing inequalities. So if I take a look at my statement here, I have x is less than 2. Now when I'm graphing an inequality on a number line, I want to focus first on my sign. My sign is going to tell me what type of circle I'm using. Open or closed or filled in. If I want an open circle, I'm going to use less than or greater than. But if I'm looking at a closed circle inequality, it's going to be less than or equal to or greater than and equal to. So if it has that extra line, it means we're taking that extra step to fill it in. So next, I'm going to look at my number. That is going to tell me where I'm going to plot my zero. Not my zero, my circle. So I see positive 2. So I'm going to use an open circle because I have just less than. I'm going to put that on positive 2. Now, I also want to find any and all of my values that make this inequality true. So, I have x is less than 2. If I'm thinking about that statement, I might think, what are some numbers that are less than 2? And does that make it true? So if I have 1 is less than 2, does that make my inequality true? Yes. So that checks out. So that would be halfway. Is 0 less than 2? Yes, that also checks out. So I can see, okay, my line's going towards the negative side. So I'm able to draw my line, put an arrow, because my graph is ongoing past that negative 16 line. So let's take a look at this inequality. I have 6 is less than x. So I know that I'm going to use an open circle on 6. And now I want to check some numbers and see which way my inequality is going to go. So I might do 6 is less than 5. Does that inequality work out? Is that a true statement? No. Okay. Let's try another number. 6 is less than 7. Is that a true statement? Yes. 6 is less than 10. I started to get an inkling of which way my line is going to go. So I'm going to see, is 6 less than 10? Does that statement work? Yes. So that tells me exactly which way my line is going to go. And that is how I'm going to graph that line. Let's take a look at another one. So let's take a look at this inequality. I have x is greater than or equal to negative 10. So I want to look at my sign, see what type of circle I'm using. I'm using a filled in circle, and I'm at negative 10. So I'm going to do a filled in circle right here at negative 10. So now I'm going to plug in numbers for x and see which way my line is going to be going. So maybe I will do negative 14 is greater than or equal to negative 10. Is my statement true here? Is this inequality true? No. Remember, when I'm working with negatives, the bigger the number looks, the farther away from 0 it is, the smaller it is. So negative 14 is smaller than negative 10, which would make this statement not true. Well, what about negative 12? Well, No, that's still farther away from 0 than -10, so that's still smaller. Huh. Maybe -6 will work. Yes, because as I get closer to 0, the bigger my number gets. So, I'm starting to get an inkling which way it's going. It checks out. Let's do one more. Let's do -2 is greater than or equal to -10, which is true. So I know exactly that my line is going this way towards my positive numbers. We'll take a look at one more example. The last inequality I want to take a look at is -4 is greater than or equal to x. So when I look at this inequality, I can immediately go ahead and plot my closed circle on my number line. Now I want to check my numbers and see which way my line is going to go. So I have -4. I'm going to try out a number. Let's try out -2. Is this a true statement? Is -4 greater than or equal to -2? No. Remember, as I get closer to 0, the bigger my number when I'm dealing with negative numbers. So, okay, -2 doesn't work. Let's try -6. Is -4 greater than or equal to -6? Yes, that works out. I'm getting an inkling. Think I know which way my line's going to go, but I want to check one more time. And I want to do -16. Is -4 greater than or equal to -6? -16, I should say. Yes. That gives me my check. I'm going to go ahead and plot my line. So that is a few examples of how we graph inequalities. And don't forget, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact your teacher.